Welcome to my channel. It's my joy to have you here. Imagine a time of desperate need, a time of famine. People are struggling, their cupboards bare, their bellies rumbling with hunger. In the midst of this despair, Elisha steps in with just 20 loaves of bread, enough to feed one person, maybe two, certainly not 100, yet somehow, miraculously, he feeds 100 men and still there's food left over. You see, Naaman wasn't just a soldier, he was a man far from home, facing the despair of a skin disease that wouldn't be cured by the riches of his kingdom. He didn't do these things for fame, fortune, or recognition. He did them because they needed to be done. He saw the pain, the despair, the hopelessness, and he didn't stand by. Also, don't forget to subscribe so you never miss any of our future uploads. Until next time, may the spirit of Elisha guide you and may the love of Christ strengthen you. He acted, and in his actions, he showed us the way. In him, we see a reflection of our own humanity, our common struggles, and our need for divine touch. Regardless of where we come from or what we possess, it's as if the very laws of nature were taking a backseat to the will of God. He doesn't hesitate to reach out to Naaman, to show him the way to God's healing touch. The story of Naaman, the beautiful illustration of the fact that God's grace knows no boundaries, His mercy no limits. Through Naaman's healing, not only was a life transformed, but also the perspective of an entire nation was shifted towards God. Elisha didn't just heal a commander, he became a catalyst for an entire community to turn towards God. Elisha wasn't just a prophet. No, he was a vessel of God's mercy. Think about it. How many times have we underestimated God's ability to provide? They are guiding lights for our present and blueprints for our future. They teach us that with God, no challenge is insurmountable, no need too great, no obstacle too strong. All we need is faith, a heart full of compassion and a willingness to be used by God. As we look to Elisha, let us be inspired to be not just spectators of God's power, but active participants in His mission of love and healing. Let us be the generation that steps up, not with 20 loaves to feed 100, but with 100 hearts to love and serve. For in doing so, we will not only be fulfilling God's purpose, but also experiencing a profound joy that comes from being vessels of God's boundless mercy. How often do we look at our meager resources or our past failures and doubt God's ability to work through us? The story of Elisha, a powerful reminder that we serve a God who specializes in turning the impossible into the wonderfully possible. He reached out to a grieving mother, a Shunammite woman who had lost her son. Just as Elisha didn't let the lack of bread hinder him from feeding the 100 men, we, too, must not let our perceived limitations stop us from believing in God's limitless ability to work through us. But this isn't just a story of a magical meal. It's a testament to the limitless capacity of God's love and provision. Elisha didn't just feed the hungry. Can you imagine the depth of her sorrow, the finality of death, the unanswered questions, the overwhelming despair? No matter how dire the situation may seem, no matter how heavy the burden of grief, God is in the business of turning mourning into dancing, sorrow into joy. Elisha didn't just restore a son to his mother, he gave hope a new lease on life. He showed her that even in the face of death, faith in God could bring about a resurrection, not just of the body, but of the spirit, too. In her moment of utter hopelessness, Elisha brings back her son to life. It wasn't just a trick of science or a moment of good fortune. It was an act of divine intervention, a resurrection that shook the very foundations of death itself. This miracle reminds us that with God, there is no such thing as a lost cause. But Elisha's compassion wasn't confined to his own people. It extended even to a foreign commander, Naaman, who had come to him for healing. Share your thoughts in the comments below. And it is here that Elisha's faith shines even brighter. In every act of Elisha, whether feeding the hungry, raising the dead, or healing the sick, we see not just miracles, but reflections of God's heart. Friends, Elisha's life and miracles are more than just stories from the past. What touched you most in the story of Elisha?